Hello, I just wanted to give you a quick little tour of my basement workshop. Over here's the welding workbench, oxygen in the acetylene bottles, Miller arc welding power supply. I've got a filter dryer and pressure regulator for the compressed air system. The air compressor is actually in the attic, and it runs all the way through the garage and down here into the basement workshop. The staircase leads up to the garage. Over here we've got a power hacksaw, interesting machine. And when it reaches the end of its stroke here, automatically shuts off. Got a pretty standard abrasive wheel cutoff saw. Some toolboxes here. The brown one there, the small one, used to belong to my great uncle. Here we have the South Bend engine lathe. I make all sorts of odd parts out of metal. You can see by the chips in the pan it does get some use. Delta drill press. I was cutting some wood with a hole saw earlier this evening. Big old monstrosity of a lathe. When my grandfather bought this thing was pretty much worn out, but he got some good use out of it. And if I set tension on the belt over here, hit this little switch down here, it still works. Hydraulic press brake for sheet metal work. That's been a little problematic, but it still works. Have a couple of punch presses here for sheet metal work. Disc sander with a couple of other little projects sitting on top of it. This is a rifle rack I'm making as an airsoft prop sitting on top of a massive Delta table saw. Delta pedestal grinder. Jigsaw. Workbench. A couple of vices on it. Some defunct power tools, some tools for threading pipe, and I did use that earlier this evening. Wood lathe. It's actually a Delta headstock and tailstock, but the bed, or this part right here of the lathe, my grandfather actually made. Came out really nice. Over here we have an electric heat treating furnace that I can use for hardening steel. My grandfather's used it a few times. I think my father has used it once. And over here in this corner, next to the press brake, these are the controls for the air compressor up in the attic. Pretty cool. So here you have it. The workshop where I come to escape or make something unusual or fix something is right down here underneath the garage in my grandfather's house.